Most dogs never express love in obvious, dramatic ways. Instead, they communicate attachment through quiet, protective behaviors that humans often overlook completely. One of the clearest examples is the way many dogs position themselves near doors, hallways, or entry points while remaining calmly alert. At first glance, it may look like the dog simply enjoys that location, but the behavior is much deeper than preference. Dogs inherited survival instincts from wild canines that rested in positions where they could monitor movement, react quickly to danger, and place themselves between potential threats and important members of the group. That instinct still exists inside domestic dogs today. When a dog chooses a resting position that places their body between you and the outside world, they are unconsciously prioritizing your safety. The choice reflects emotional attachment, responsibility, and protective awareness, rather than random habit. The content explains that many dogs quietly move into these guarding positions at night after the house becomes silent. Owners rarely notice because the behavior is subtle and done without seeking attention or reward. Some dogs softly patrol the house, pause near doors or windows, and then return to rest only after checking the environment. This behavior is not simple restlessness or anxiety. It reflects ancient pack survival systems, where certain members remained awake while others slept in order to monitor danger and protect the group. Dogs who perform nighttime patrols are acting on deeply rooted attachment instincts connected to protection and vigilance. Research discussed in the content suggests that dogs with stronger emotional bonds to their humans are more likely to display this kind of nighttime monitoring behavior. In many cases, the dog quietly checks on the sleeping owner as part of the patrol before returning to their position near the room entrance or bed. These moments are rarely dramatic, but emotionally, they carry enormous meaning. The dog is essentially assigning themselves the role of guardian without being asked. The content frames these behaviors as silent declarations of loyalty expressed through instinct rather than words. A dog lying quietly near the doorway or moving softly through the dark hallway is not simply existing in the same house as you. They are emotionally invested in your safety and unconsciously organizing their behavior around your protection. In the dog's nervous system, your well-being matters enough to stay alert for, even while the rest of the world sleeps. One of the deepest ways dogs express attachment is through quiet physical closeness. Many people assume a dog who follows them around the house is simply bored, needy, or curious, but canine psychology suggests something much more emotional is happening. This behavior, often called proximity seeking, is rooted in ancient pack instincts connected to safety and survival. In the wild, separation from trusted group members created vulnerability, while staying close increased security and lowered stress. Domestic dogs still carry those instincts. When your dog rises the moment you stand up, quietly follows you into another room, waits near the kitchen while you cook, or lies outside the bathroom door, their nervous system is responding to attachment, not habit alone. Your presence has become emotionally regulating to them. Research discussed in the content explains that dogs experience measurable physiological changes when they remain close to trusted humans. Stress hormones decrease, heart rate stabilizes, and the nervous system settles more easily. The owner becomes more than companionship. They become the emotional center the dog uses to feel calm and safe. This is why some dogs seem unable to fully relax until they know exactly where their person is. The behavior is especially noticeable in highly bonded dogs who constantly monitor movement throughout the house without needing verbal interaction or attention. The content also explains why bathroom monitoring is so common. To humans, a closed bathroom door may feel unimportant, but to a dog it creates sudden separation from the individual. Their brain has identified as the safest member of the group. Ancient survival systems associated isolation with danger, which is why many dogs remain outside the door waiting quietly until the owner returns. These actions are not signs of manipulation or unhealthy dependence. They reflect emotional orientation and attachment built through trust. The strongest canine bonds are often expressed through simple, constant presence rather than dramatic excitement. A dog who calmly follows behind you, settles nearby without asking for attention, or keeps track of your location throughout the day is showing that your existence helps regulate their emotional world. The content frames this as one of the highest compliments a pack animal can offer another living being. Your dog is not following you because they have nothing else to do. They are following because your presence feels like safety, familiarity, and home to their nervous system. Scent is one of the most powerful ways dogs stay emotionally connected to the humans they love. While people usually understand the world through sight and words, dogs understand it largely through smell. To a dog, your natural scent is not just an odor on clothing or furniture. It carries memory, safety, familiarity, and emotional meaning. That is why many dogs curl up in a laundry basket, sleep on their owner's side of the bed, bury their nose in a pillow, or settle into the exact spot where their person was sitting minutes earlier. They are not only looking for warmth or comfort, they are surrounding themselves with the closest version of you that remains when you are gone. The content explains that an owner's scent can activate emotional reward systems in a dog's brain, which means smell can function almost like presence. When distance separates the dog from the person they love, scent becomes a bridge that keeps the bond alive. This is especially meaningful for older dogs, deeply attached dogs, or dogs who feel calmer around familiar cues. A shirt, blanket, pillow, or chair carrying your scent can quietly tell the dog that the connection is still there and that the environment is safe. Shared space carries a similar emotional message. When a dog chooses to rest beside you, lie in your recently occupied place, or groom themselves near your body, they are showing more than casual comfort. Grooming is a vulnerable behavior because the dog's attention turns inward and their alertness drops. An animal will not fully groom in a place where it feels threatened. If your dog licks their paws, scratches, rolls onto their back, or calmly cleans themselves beside you, their nervous system is saying that your presence makes the space safe enough to lower their guard. Some dogs even pause during grooming to glance at their owner before relaxing again, as if confirming that everything is still okay. The deeper message is simple but powerful. Your scent and your nearby presence have become part of your dog's emotional security. They do not need dramatic proof of love. They show it by choosing the spaces that carry you, resting where you have been, and letting their body relax when you are close. Dogs often treat the humans they love less like owners and more like members of their family group. One of the clearest ways they show this is through licking. To humans, a lick may seem like a simple sign of affection, but in canine social behavior, it carries a deeper meaning. Mothers lick their puppies to clean, comfort, stimulate, and bond with them. Adult dogs also use licking to maintain social connection, reduce tension, and signal acceptance within the group. When your dog licks your hand, arm, or face in a calm and familiar way, they may be doing more than showing excitement. They are placing you inside their closest social circle. In their language, the gesture can mean, "You belong with me, you are safe with me, and I recognize you as part of my family." The content also explains that dogs are highly sensitive to emotional changes in humans. They can notice shifts in breathing, body posture, facial expression, and even chemical changes in sweat when a person feels stress, sadness, or fear. This is why some dogs lick more when their owner is upset. They are not acting randomly. They are gathering information, offering comfort, and responding with the kind of care they understand. For many dogs, licking becomes a personal ritual, such as a soft lick before sleep, a greeting in the morning, or a quiet gesture during emotional moments. Another powerful sign of family-level attachment is gift giving. When a dog brings a toy, a sock, a ball, or some strange object from the yard, the object itself may look silly, but the meaning behind it is serious. Dogs do not casually share things they value. In social terms, offering an object shows trust, inclusion, and a desire to create a shared moment. They are saying, "This matters to me, and I want you to be part of it." For retrievers, this behavior may be strengthened by instinct, but the emotional message appears across many dogs. A treasured toy placed at your feet is not just play. It is an invitation into their inner world. Through licking, sharing, and offering objects, dogs quietly tell their humans that they are not outsiders. They are family, trusted companions, and chosen members of the dog's emotional pack. Deep trust between a dog and a human often appears in moments that look quiet from the outside. One powerful sign is the way some dogs sleep with their backs turned toward their owners. To a human, this may seem distant or rejecting, but in animal behavior, it usually means the opposite. Turning the back during sleep is vulnerable because the dog cannot easily watch what is behind them. A dog only relaxes that way near someone they believe will not harm them. When your dog sleeps facing away from you, presses their back against your body, or settles facing the door while keeping you behind them, they are showing complete emotional trust. They are saying, in the only language they have, that they do not need to guard themselves from you. In some cases, that posture also carries protection. A dog who faces the doorway while sleeping near you may be watching the world so you can rest safely. The content also explains that dogs reveal love through emotional empathy, especially when their humans are sad or crying. Dogs may not understand sadness in human words, but they can detect emotional change through scent, breathing, posture, facial expression, and body chemistry. When stress rises or tears appear, a bonded dog often notices before anyone else does. They may approach quietly, lower their energy, place a paw on your knee, press their head into your lap, or simply stay close without demanding anything. This is not random attention seeking. It is empathic responding, a dog's way of reducing distance when someone they love is in pain. Older dogs are often especially sensitive because years beside a person teach them what that person feels like when everything is normal. Even a small change can draw them near. The deeper message is that canine love is not always expressed through excitement or obvious affection. Sometimes it appears as vulnerability, stillness, protection, and silent companionship. A dog who turns their back to sleep near you or comes close when you cry is showing trust at the level of the nervous system. They are choosing to feel safe with you and to be present when you do not feel safe inside yourself.